What's poppin', y'all? It's just a little quick thought that I kind of had in my head today. It happened every time I work out. But really, it was yesterday for real. I think I seen, like, I was on live. I seen, like, one person say, like, how you find peace for real? I'll probably say it was the most hard question to really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get soak in or whatever. Like, I had to sit back. I was just last night just thinking for real, like, dang, like, how did I, like, come to this point where I'm more at peace? And it's like, it's more so like, I think when people say peace is kind of just like a, you know what I mean? We feel like, I guess, an emotional feeling. Like, you feel like when you have peace, you can't have bad days, or you feel like you have peace, or you can't have a day where somebody, you know what I'm saying, make you mad, or, you know what I'm saying, like, just everything. But I think the main thing with, and this is how I went about it, or how, you know what I'm saying, God freed me from a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I still struggle with a lot of stuff just like everybody else in the world. You know what I mean? So I want this page, this YouTube page, that I don't want y'all just to see the, you know what I mean, how, I know it sounds corny, but that's how I go. Like, that's how Instagram, social media go. You just see the, you know what I'm saying, the real deal, like the front page. You don't really see the words in between and stuff. So I'm trying to, you know what I mean, speak about that on my channel a lot, because I feel like it's a lot of stuff we, like, as people, that we got built up inside of us. We won't speak about it. And then we in this day, like, we in this age now where it's like, and I was even in it too, where it was like, I wasn't even gonna say now. I was just going, you know what I mean, shut up and be about my business. And I was really in that mindset. And there was a lot of stuff I was listening to also, like, I mean, all the way down to rappers, like, you know what I'm saying, being in a worldly way of thinking, just like everything. And it's like, that's how I was thinking. So it was kind of just like, I'm soaking in everything that ain't building me up. So it was more so I was just going like this. I'm saying, like, I was just getting smaller instead of growing, you know what I'm saying? Or I was just getting stagnant, or saying, you know what I'm saying, staying where I was at. And yeah, bro, I wouldn't even say I was more so like aware of it, but it was just like, I was just going with the flow, like going with the flow of life, like whatever. Yeah, that's how I would say, I was just going with the flow. I really wasn't trying to grow myself, and the word, of course, like my relationship with God, and just everything. I wasn't really like thinking on it. But like, back to the question with how, like, you know what I'm saying, you kind of find peace, and it go like how I found it, bro. And I don't even want to just say like how I found it, like it's just I got everything, you know what I'm saying, worked up or figured out. Shoot, I still got days where, you know what I mean, I miss my parents. I don't feel like I'm at peace. Or some days where I feel like, shoot, man, like, God, why did this happen? Like, you know what I mean, this or this and that. So the questions y'all ask be the same questions I'll be asking, you know what I'm saying? And I just want y'all to know what's happening with it too. Like, let y'all know what's up with it too. That's why I always say, I don't even like saying it, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I'm not perfect, and then it get into a thing of like, you know what I mean, you just self-hating yourself or this and that. It ain't none of that. It's more so just let y'all know that, you know what I'm saying, I'm human just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got temptations just like y'all. I struggle just like y'all. You feel me? But what I kind of started building up, like, while I moved over here, is like, it's more so like, even though things are weighing me down, it's like I'm still getting back up, and like, this can't even be close to where I'm supposed to stop at, like, you know what I mean? And that's really, you know what I'm saying, keep me going too. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place, bro. That's one thing I got to get better at, is kind of sticking on a subject too, but I don't even be really caring, bro. I just really just speak my mind, and, you know what I'm saying, let God lead. I prayed before this video, so whatever he showed me, I'ma speak. That's why I always say, bro, like, if you got an old picture, or picture that, you know what I'm saying, when you was young, like, and I got this from a sermon, shout out to Jerry Flowers too, if y'all ain't checked that out. I'm saying, I'm gonna leave a link in the description for y'all to check that out. But yeah, I looked at myself as like a child, bro. Like, when I started seeking God, and, you know what I'm saying, spending time with God, and I was like constantly, because it was like I was trying to get an answer. Like, I was trying to get an answer, like, shoot, probably how y'all think too, where I was like, shoot, is God real? Or, you know what I mean? Like, is he, like, do he speak? Do people be lying when he say, God told me this, God told me that? Because that was always my mindset. Like, when people said, oh, God told me this, or God said this, and it'll be full out sentences, I'll be having a still face, like, all right now, like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God did not speak like that. God did not speak to you like that. And that's kind of how I was, you know what I mean, basically thinking. And just kind of stuff that I guess built up, you know what I'm saying, for the worldly way of thinking, you feel me? So that was pretty much what, that had me feeling like that. But like I said, like, I would get back to like pictures that I, like, as me as a child, I always thought, like, I mean, like, them days were the good days. And I know everybody had got childhood different, but I'm saying in the sense of, like, there had to be one spot in your childhood where, what I'm saying? You wasn't thinking about nothing. You weren't thinking about, hey, I'm fearful of this, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm scared of this or that. You weren't worried about that. You weren't having anxiety about that. Like, it was more so like, you would just, you know what I mean? Like, you would just, I know, like I said, everybody's childhood different, so I can't really speak for everybody, but my childhood was like it was definitely spots where I wasn't really thinking about nothing. Like, I was just thinking about, like, man, I know my dad got me, I know my mom got me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I was just thinking, like, man, when my next present, or when the next time I can play the video game, or like, when can I do this, or Dad, what we doing for Christmas, or that's what I feel like those were the best times, honestly. And then when we slowly started to grow up, that's when we started dealing with a lot of other stuff. Like, when you go to middle school, you go to high school, it's just the, you know what I'm saying, it's the world. You get smacked with the world, you know what I mean? So being around other people, you get influenced. That's why I'm huge with, and I wasn't like this at all, but I'm huge with now, it's like you are who you hang around too. You can say, oh, nah, I don't need it, but I'm telling you, bro, it's like you don't even mean to do it, or you don't even mean to have that characteristic, but when you around somebody constantly, and they just, you know what I mean, maybe being negative or gossiping about this person 24/7, or start to flow on you. You know what I'm saying? And I started to notice that a lot. And that was one of the things where I started to peep. Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing where you just got to know who to be around, and you got to know who the ones that's trying to uplift you, who the ones that's even trying to, you know what I mean? Like, I guess you could say criticize, like, yo, Phil, you need to do this kind of better, man. I don't think you know what I'm saying, you doing this or doing that. And even if y'all have disagreements or whatever, man, like the friends or whatever, that you can kind of just talk it out, bro. And, you know what I mean, be able to show love to them be able to show love to you back. And like, those are the ones kind of where you want to kind of surround yourself with. And don't get me wrong too, I think a lot of people think of it as like, well, I got to stay away from everybody. Oh, I can't talk to nobody. I ain't saying none of that. That ain't the way at all. I used to think that too, but it's not the way at all. God is love, so he still wants you to show love to your enemies, still wants you to show love to everybody around you, still wants you to show love to that. But that don't mean you got to be around them 24/7. Like, Jesus was around sinners too. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't mean he was doing what they was doing and stuff like that. He was around them, but he was still showing them love, showing them the right way. But I say in the sense that when you're trying to get out of it, be in the flesh right now, when you're trying to get out of the old way of thinking, or you're trying to get out of a lot of stuff, that's when you gotta leave. Like, you gotta start, you know what I mean, kind of distance yourself. You know what I mean? You can still show love and stuff, but you gotta kind of distance yourself, because, you know what I mean, that environment, where you at right now is like, might not be the best thing where you need to be at when you're trying to grow in God and doing a lot of, you know what I mean, trying to grow for yourself. Like I said, I told you I be getting out track, man. You feel me? Like I said, it's a lot of things that we built up, stuff we picked up along the way. And once we get older and older and older, just cause stuff that happened at a trauma, that ain't the real you, cause God say, you know what I'm saying, he knew you before you was in your mother's womb. So God knew the perfect us, and that's why I kind of go off of us, because he knew we was perfect before the womb. And yeah, bro, and my story, like, I kind of, a lot of stuff that I had to deal with, I ain't really scared to speak on. I used to be, but I know it'll be helping a lot of people too, because I know I'm growing. I ain't the same Phil Cofer. I'm saying, like I said, I still got temptation. I still got things that you know what I mean, that everybody else deal with. But that's why, you know what I mean, God help us out a lot, and that's why it's good to seek, that's why it's good to flee, which I'm still learning. I kind of found peace on my side is kind of like step into myself, like step into into me. If I was face to face, when I was spending time with God, I was just speaking to him like, man, why did I act like this? Like, why was I angry at times like this? Like, why was I doing this at this time? Like, why was I acting like this toward my parents? Or why was I acting like this? And the more I spent time with God, the more it would just click in my head, like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, growing up wise, I even told my brother, I had a lot of, like, not really, I wouldn't say crazy anger, nothing like I'm finna just go punch a random dude and nothing like that, but it'll be I'll be irritable. And I know that comes from a lot of bad eating too. You can be irritable by bad eating too, but a lot of trauma too. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, anger wise and stuff, it kind of built up because for me, what happened with me, I'll say insecurity. So I used to be not like crazy insecure, but it would be more so like I kind of keep to myself because I don't want nobody to speak to me the wrong way, or I wouldn't say nothing. I would just be kind of like, you know what I mean? Yeah, like in middle school, I think I said this on live yesterday. In middle school, I used to go to school, and this would kind of build up the anger. I used to go to school, and there was a lot of stuff going on at the crib. So we went from private school to middle school. So you already know what that jump is. Like, you going from Christian to, you feel me, the real deal world. So yeah, when I went to middle school, we was 6th grade. It was okay. Like 6th grade wasn't too, I was a new kid. I was getting, you feel me, I was getting picked on. I was getting joned. I was going through all that. And then it started, my dad started to not feel good and stuff. And he had to go in and out the hospital. So as y'all know, like both my parents had passed away from being sick, if y'all didn't know that. Like, side note, I think what my dad was going through kind of took a toll on her too. You You know what I mean? Because she loved my dad so much. So seeing my dad like that and the person he is kind of, I feel like that's how she kind of got sick a little bit too, from a lot of stress. Because stress be like a real deal #1 cause of disease too. So when my dad was having the hospital bills and he was in and out the hospital and stuff, well, people don't even know about it. At the same time, they didn't know what I was going through. But they barely even knew me like that either. But at the crib, there was so much stuff going on at the house. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, my dad going in and out the hospital and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? Hospital bills start stacking up. So you already know what's up with that. So when the hospital bills start stacking up, we really wasn't having that too, you know what I'm saying, too much, like, I guess, we were having clothes, but we weren't having no clothes as, like, you know what I mean, you can dress, like, you can, you know what I mean, put a fit on or do something with this and that. Because I was wearing, like, Payless shoes. I was wearing Walmart shoes. I was wearing, you know what I mean, I was wearing whatever I could to, you know what I'm saying, to go to the thing. When I was at private school, nobody really cared. Everybody was just showing love, you know what I mean? We all friends. But in public school, they was flaming the mess out of me. I'm like, dang. So they flaming me constantly. Every time I come to school, on some like, bro, what are you wearing? Like, what are you doing? Like, this and that. And then 7th grade hit. It's still my dad going in and out the hospital, going back and forth, a whole bunch of stuff going on at school. And like, people didn't even know, but it was a lot of times I had got called on the intercom. It would be every day. So every day I'm going to school, I'm like, I wouldn't even say I was praying. I was just thinking the whole time, like, man, just please don't call me on this intercom again. Like, I got to leave the school again because my dad in the hospital. They telling me, my brother, I got to go to the hospital or whatever. So it would be constant times where they was calling me on the intercom. I have to go to the office constantly, you know what I mean, out of school constantly. And while this is all going on, the thing about it is I wasn't staying at my parents' house. I was staying at other people's houses. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even staying there with my parents' house. And that's one of the things that irked me and just hit me, and it made me so mad, is because while we going all through this, me and my brother going all through this, we getting dropped. Like, we barely kind of seeing our mom and my dad and stuff. They not picking us up after school. It would be our, you know what I'm saying, our cousins and stuff around the corner from my house. So we'll stay over there, or we'll stay at one of my AAU teammates' house, and we'll be just staying everywhere, bro. And yeah, it just kind of got annoying. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want to have, you know what I mean? While everybody else is, you know what I mean, you're probably going home to their family and having dinners at their house. We weren't pretty much doing that with my family. It was more so just, we would feel like we were just separated. Like, everything was just kind of falling apart. And that's how honestly it was feeling. And it made it worse for me and how I was feeling inside, because every time I was like trying to, you know what I mean, really talk with somebody about it type deal, but not even really talk about it, but it was more so like, I was going through stuff and I didn't know how to deal with it because I was young. You feel me? So, I'm going to school and folks just joining me, this and that. And I'm like, dang, bro, like, real, like, coming from private school, I'm like, people really are mean over here, bro. Like, I don't even do nothing to these folks and they joining me just because of what I wear. I can't even, you know what I'm saying? I don't even have stuff to wear. Like, I was wearing my cousin's stuff, bro. Like, I was wearing my cousin's stuff. That's how, like, it was getting. You know what I'm saying? We going to the school bus and people flaming me like, yo, what is your cousin wearing? Like, it was on that type of time. So that's how I really learned how to dress for real, because I was like, I'm tired of being Jones. So I started getting fresh on these folks. You did. No, I was just playing. But yeah, I started to get clean. And I was just going to try to go to my dad's closet, whatever I had, trying to put fits together. And yeah, bro, that's the kind of things that built up over time. So, you know what I'm saying? That built up insecurity, like in a sense of like, you know what I mean, what this person gonna say about me? I hope this person don't think I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm this or this person, you know what I'm saying? So it built up as a young age. I wouldn't even speak about it though. A lot of folks ain't gonna speak about it. I'm speaking about it now because I ain't even close to that person. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even, that's the person in the past, you know what I mean? And now we stepping correct, you know what I'm saying? God got me stepping on the devil's neck. Like, God got me in a different position. So that's why I can really talk about it, because I feel like before I ain't really want to speak about it because it's like, oh, what are they going to think about it? They're going to think I'm weak or this and that. But folks don't really want to speak on it because they still in that, you know what I mean, still in that mode, which is not, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't bashing nobody or nothing, but that's just kind of what it is. So how I kind of started to get into the peace vibe is like, I started to come correcting myself and tell God, like, shoot, I do deal with that. You right, God. Like, that's what really the insecurity and stuff, you know what I'm saying, came from for real. And I ain't, you feel me, I wouldn't say I looked this good how I did, you know what I'm saying, back then. I was goofy and stuff, I ain't gonna cap, especially in middle school. And I'll say high school is when, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of always, like, I had the juice, if I guess you would say. Like, I really had the juice in high school because of basketball. You know what I'm saying, 6th through 7th grade, I wasn't even good at basketball, so they were just always flaming me and stuff, and just the whole nine. Like, you know what I'm saying? I went to a basketball practice, bro. I had to wear feelers to hoop in because I ain't had nothing else. You feel me? So I had feelers, and I might even flame myself, but nah, I had feelers. I had some big shorts. What else I had? And I had like ankle socks. So I was in 7th grade, and man, I didn't really know how to play like that. And honestly, in 6th and 7th grade, I didn't even like basketball. Like, I ain't like basketball at all. I ain't even like basketball. So that's what's going on with middle school. And then 8th grade is when I started dunking. And I'm just giving y'all a little side story. I ain't gonna talk about everything, but yeah, 8th grade is when I started dunking. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, the high school started coming over, like rocking with me. And yeah, it just started to go up after that. I just started to gain the juice. And then basketball was a thing where it kind of knocked the insecurities off because I was so good. So I was always getting the juice. So I was like, all right, shoot, yeah, this is what I'm gonna roll with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what kind of was covering up, you know what I'm saying, everything. Cause I was like, shoot, I got the juice, so I'm not really worried about anything. Then they start showing love when I started doing, you know what I'm saying, doing good and doing this and that. But yeah, bro, like I said, it was definitely like a lot of stuff that I had to, I guess, come correct with myself. If you don't come correct with yourself, all that peace and stuff, you can kind of just throw it out the door. Cause ain't nobody I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, like, all this stuff is good. You know what I'm saying? Living by myself, going out to nature, going out to this and that. But me doing all that, bro, I'm telling you, that's not gonna give you no peace. Like, it's smooth, I'm telling you, but if you don't, you know what I'm saying, come correct with yourself, you know what I mean? Come correct with God, come correct in the sense of like, man, I dealt with this right here. I had trauma with here. You know what I'm saying? God, help me deal with it. Like, how do I help get over this? And yeah, once you start coming correct with yourself and start, you know what I'm saying, letting God show you the real you, the you that he been trying to show you for a minute, but you kind of kept denying it, that's when you really start to have peace. Everybody was like, probably looking at me like, dang, why he seem like he just so peaceful and stuff? Why he seem like he just so that? That's really what was going on, bro. That's what I was dealing with. I'm saying I still have flaws. I still got flaws and stuff to this day, but it's in the sense of like, that's what I was dealing with. That's how I was kind of unraveling. You know what I'm saying? So think of it like this, and shout out to Jerry Flowers on this. On up wise, you know what I mean? We walking around with chains on our hands. So chains of trauma, chains of insecurity, chains of, you know what I mean, lacking self-confidence. We walking around with all these things, and everybody else is chained up too. And he said, you know what I mean, they having the same chains as you. You know what I'm saying? So when you, like I said, you are like, it be who you hang around too is huge. So they having the same chains as you, and you know what I'm saying, y'all both walking around with the same thing, all chained up together. And ain't none of y'all thinking, man, I'm trying to break this. Ain't none of y'all thinking that. Y'all just more so thinking like, I gotta go to the club, I gotta go drink, I gotta go smoke. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, yeah, just everything. You ain't really think about it too much. And at that thing, you don't even think about that you having a change, or that you covering something up. Like, help me realize, like, you got a lot of chains on, my boy. Like, and I ain't talking VDs. And I started to realize, I started to spend time, God, like, what are you talking about? I got chains on. Like, what are you talking about, God? Like, what you know what I mean? And I started spending time with God more and stuff like that. And then that's when I really started to realize, like, dang, I actually do. Like, there's more stuff underneath that I was covering up that I ain't know until I started to separate myself and stuff. And I feel like once I separated myself and stuff, you know what I'm saying, probably, like, I'm not saying people did or hate me or nothing like that, but it probably, people looked at me weird because I'm trying to break out the chains. And I'm not saying nothing against nobody or saying anything on that, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying like an example. Like, I'm trying to break out the chains in the worldly way as they still having the chains on. You know what I'm saying? So while I'm trying to break out the chains, it's more so like, this ain't the way I'm trying to live. This ain't what I'm trying to do. So probably people was looking at me crazy, you know what I'm saying? Especially the way I was eating, or especially the way I was maybe distancing myself or this and that. But if y'all, you know what I mean? I feel like people, like, you know what I'm saying, see me in person and stuff, it's all love, bro. It's like, it ain't no hate. I ain't hating on nobody. I ain't doing nothing. That's all God was dealing with me. And I like, honestly, bro, I didn't even think I didn't really have no grudge against the people that was joining me and stuff like that. But I just wanted to speak it out my, like, you know what I'm saying, my heart while I was in prayer and stuff, to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm having, you know what I mean, I'm trying to have a clean heart, you know what I'm saying, especially before God and stuff. And that's one of the things that can help you, you know what I'm saying, when you're getting closer to God, man. So if you got somebody you haven't forgived, or a family member you having a grudge and stuff, that's one of the things that, well, I almost fell. That's one of the things that my pastor here in Orlando, we're kind of speaking about, man. You got to let all that stuff go, man. You got to give it to God. I ain't saying it's going to be easy, but you got to give those things to God. You know what I'm saying? That's all the way down to family members, all that stuff, bro. And that's why I was kind of just getting off my, you know what I'm saying, my chest, my heart, and telling God, man, like, God, I forgive them. You know what I'm saying? I forgive the people that did me wrong. I forgive myself. You gotta forgive yourself for feeling that way or letting that stuff get to you. You know what I'm saying? And you bashing yourself because you know what I mean? You gotta forgive yourself. You gotta forgive the people. You gotta forgive family members. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was working on. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm doing all that, you know what I'm saying, that love started to come on me, that love, you know what I mean, self-confidence, you know what I'm saying? I feel like self-confidence started coming on me. I started to realize where it's like, now I'm seeing what's going on. And that's what really helped me put me at peace. That's what helped me, you know what I'm saying, be able to go outside and, you know what I mean, be able to go outside and see, look at something so simple, bro. Look at the water. And I'm just out there just thinking good stuff, thinking like, man, I'd have been through a lot. I can't believe I'm here. Like, I'm just thinking of things like that, and it brings peace to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I get my peace. My peace ain't coming from, you know what I'm saying, doing all this other stuff or having nice things or, you know what I'm saying, LV chains. It ain't coming from that. I like material stuff. That's what I like. But my peace ain't coming from that. My peace is coming from God. And when I'm telling y'all this coming from me, dog, because I would have never thought that his word be this real, but the peace that God have really passes, as he say, all understanding, bro. I'm telling you, bro. And the times where I didn't have peace, like even this summer, or I dealt with stuff, I always realized that I was not spending time with God. I was not seeking him as I did. But when I was seeking him, when Cofer went down and stuff like that, bro, I had the most peace I've ever had. I'm talking about in my life. Like, I'm telling y'all straight up, I had the most peace, because it'll be something that'll come up. I'll just be like, all right, I'm gonna give it to God. Or something will come up. No, I'm gonna give it to God. Like, it was more so like, I'm gonna work hard, knowing that he got me, knowing that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm his child, knowing that he know I'm trying, knowing that he know, you know what I'm saying, like just everything, bro. And that was bringing me peace. And I know a lot of people look at me trying to, you feel me, like kind of calculate, like, dude, how's he having peace? I ain't saying everybody, you know what I'm saying, folks trying to be like me. I'm not saying like that. I know, like, from the outside looking in, like, people are asking that question, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of just, like I said, I ain't perfect. I still got my days and stuff. And what's crazy, the days that I be having my days is the days that I come correct with myself, and I be like, man, I know I'm feeling like this because I ain't even spend time with God, or you feel me? Or not even feeling like, it's more so like, you know what I mean, dealing with this because I ain't spend time with God, or dealing with this because I ain't grounded. And that's one of the things that my pastor, I'm saying, from Jump Ministries, but yeah, definitely y'all stay in Orlando, go check it out. It's called Jump Ministries. And he basically, like, man, it was just molding me, bro. He did so much stuff that he don't even know, because I know I'm a soft-spoken dude. So I'm very, very soft-spoken, bro, and I get that from my dad. So I think a lot of people kind of peep that I am a soft-spoken dude, and sometimes I feel like I'm distancing myself, or, you know what I mean, or this and that. It don't be on none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's all love on my end. That's just kind of how I am. I mean, not in a bad way. I don't even like to call myself an introvert, because I don't like to say that, just because, like, I feel like introvert be kind of pros and cons, only because, guys, you got to show love to people. You know what I'm saying? You can't be an introvert and not just stay around anybody. Like, I'm good. I don't want to be around anybody and not, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much, yeah, bro. That's pretty much it for real. That's how I kind of, you know what I'm saying, came correct with myself. And like I said, I know I'm probably all over the place, man. I know that I definitely got to work on it, but I just be speaking my mind, man, and just let God help me with that. God working on me with that. Because at this point, I don't even think I would have do a video like this. I'll be too scared. Not even scared, but it'd be more so like, I ain't trying to do it because I don't know what these folks gonna say. Like, they gonna think I'm crazy because I'm talking about God. Because a lot of people used to look at my mom crazy because she talked about God. People who be on this community, people who be like watching my videos and stuff, I know for a fact, y'all think like me, bro. I know for a fact. You know what I mean? Like, I know for a fact, bro. So I'll be talking about stuff that if I was watching myself, like if I ain't know, you know what I'm saying, Phil Cofer, and I was somebody with the mindset I used to have, and looking at this person, I'll be wanting to ask the same questions, like, bro, how did he, you know what I'm saying, how he get to this point? How he doing this when so much stuff done went bad? Yeah, it's crazy, bro. And I'm blessed, and every day, bro, I be waking up. First thing I do, wake up, and I just say thank you. I don't care how I say it or this and that. I just say thank you, bro, because y'all don't even know what I have. I ain't even told my whole testimony. I want to do it at the right time. I want to do it, you know what I'm saying, so a lot of people can hear it, because I know it can help a lot of people. I just give y'all a little snippet. I know I ain't posted in a little minute either, man, but it's all love on my end, man. Again, I appreciate everybody that's been, You know what I mean? Just showing love on my channel, showing love on my social media pages, man. Just, that's one thing I want to say, and just the P.O. box and just everything, man. Just showing love. And it's not the fact, just the love, it's the godly love. You know what I'm saying? That be inside of y'all and inside of me. You know what I'm saying? We all have it. I don't care if the person may look the meanest, because I used to be, you know what I mean? I feel like I used to be mean. Everybody used to be mean at one time. So this go for everybody. When you got comments or people just hating or people saying mean things, bro, I don't ever look at that one specific, like I don't ever look at just the message. Like I always look at the person behind the message and be like, I know for a fact that person probably went through a lot when they was young, or went through something when they was, you know what I mean, when they was young, or doing this and that, something that ticked them off, something that, you know what I mean, built them up, or something that this and that. So that's why I can't even respond to it. I can't even judge. I'm not saying people are, but that's how I think, bro, because everybody dealing with their own stuff. And most of the time when people be hating or say something mean or try to start, like, you know what I mean, try to be on that type of time on your channel or whatever you want to call it, it's just stuff that they dealing with or stuff they got on that they trying to, you know what I mean, get it off, but, you know what I mean, it's like they not seeing past it right now at this specific part of their season. So I would just say show love to them, bro. Don't even try to, you know what I'm saying. One thing my pastor say, and this is my last thing, is that you can't beat hate with more hate. That's a fact.